Good evening. I'm the big husband. There is no small RV. I know this is ostensibly an RV related channel, but as you've heard me opine in my videos, RVs and cruise travel are somewhat closely related. You're in a tiny enclosed space, you're with your family, you're seeing cool stuff. They're not that far off. So I think there's probably a shared interest. I know my wife and I very much enjoy both. This video you're about to see is related to the Island Princess, which is the ship we took through the Panama Canal, owned by Princess Cruise Line. But there are three very good places on the Island Princess to view the outside world when you are going through the Panama Canal. If you have a room with a balcony, chances are you're looking out to the side, which is really nice, but you miss the doors. You miss that, the locks in front of you. You miss the water filling and all that kind of stuff. So there are three places to go on the ship, which I'm going to show you how to get to, which give you an exceptional view. Anything above, say, the 11th floor, the 11th deck, probably not going to get a great view, because at that point you get into, say, deck 15, the Lido deck, where you're outside, the pools are there, you're supposed to be able to see the world. There's blue glass everywhere. So it's kind of hard to get a really great view when you're kind of ducking and trying to move around these giant sheets of blue glass. If you get higher than that, deck 16, I think, has a pool on it as well. You're then looking through multiple layers of blue glass. There's probably a lot of people fighting for a view, for a spot. Not such a great place to be. The best three places to be on the ship, there's two in the front and there's one in the rear. I should also say this, my experience is the Island Princess. This probably also applies to the Coral Princess. Because they're sister ships. They were built at the same time. I have not been on the Coral, though, so you're kind of on your own there. The first place you're going to want to visit is on deck 11, and you're going to want to go all the way forward to the front of the ship. So as we start walking, this is just through a residential hallway. Looks pretty innocuous. We'll speed things up a little because the walk is a little tedious. Most of the time, of course, we'll be dodging laundry carts and takeout trays. You'll get to the right door, you'll know you're there, when the door is completely unmarked. Some doors that look like this have a very small ship's logo or sign on them, and you're near either room 201 or 202 on the other side of the ship. You open this door, and you'll be in a small hallway with two staff-only doors, one to your left and one to your right, and this large wooden door in front of you. It's very heavy, and it tends to slam when you go through it, but if you open it, you are on the front of the ship looking at a beautiful view of the bow. Those deck chairs down there are for crew only, but in the Panama Canal, this is what you see. This is the view you want on deck 11. I'll show you how to get to the deck 10 view in just a moment. The view here, of course, is of the locks of the Panama Canal. You can see we're starting to move up ever so slightly in this video clip here. And if you decide you'd like to see more in-depth video of the Panama Canal and our trip through it, please see my other videos. So if you don't want to go to deck 11, there is an almost identical viewing place on deck 10 forward, the front of the ship. When you're on the deck 11 viewing spot, you'll actually be able to see the people on the deck 10. They'll be just a little bit in front of you. You probably saw the tops of their heads in the video clip just a moment ago. Same story. You're going to go to the forward end of the hallway. You'll find a completely blank, unmarked door. You'll be next to either room 201 or 202, depending on which side of the ship you happen to be on. There's doors on both port and starboard sides. A small hallway with two staff doors and a large wooden door. It is very heavy. In very high winds, it is locked. But here's the deck 10 viewing place. Final viewing place we're going to see is on deck 8, and it's all the way aft to the rear of the ship. Again, same basic story. You're going to walk all the way to the rear of the ship through the residential section. When you get there, it's a little easier to see because there's this giant wooden door with a window in it. There is a sign on the door that says, "Please do not slam the door." They're not kidding. Okay, seriously, don't slam the door. There are people that live right next to it, and I'm sure they regret choosing that room because people let this door bang horribly all day long. So I'm going to very gently close the door, and you have a gorgeous view off the back of the ship. Here we're looking at Huatulco, Mexico, but in the Panama Canal you have this view. You can see the lock close behind us. You can see the stairway of the locks going down, and another ship getting ready to come up behind us. Two ships, I'm sorry, coming up behind us. It's a beautiful view. From this deck, you get an excellent view of the mules, the small trains that help guide the ship through. Yeah, it did. I try to be funny, but damn it, I'm really just not that charming.
I think to get a good Hitchcock reference, you have to pull out some. You need a camera.
Heyo!